And the 2023 general elections draw near in the face of festering insecurity in most parts of the country, the police have confirmed that there is a surge in the request for protection by politicians. With campaigns for presidential and National Assembly elections commencing on September 28 and the general elections starting on February 25, the police noted that more applications were being received and more still were being expected. They pointed out that not every application will be granted. The Force Public Relations Officer, CSP Muyiwa Adejobi, in an interview with newsmen, explained that certain persons were, by virtue of their statuses and personalities, entitled to police protection, but that despite the spike in the request, the police will consider each application on its merit and continuously work towards general security for public safety. Adejobi further said that there have been public anxieties and apprehension over the rising kidnapping for ransom and killings in different parts of the country, fueling the demand for special police protection by politicians and the elite. In the ensuing insecurity, many policemen and soldiers, including officers, have been killed by terrorists and other criminals. The outcome of the recent presidential election in Kenya is an indication that the African youth are ready to rescue power from the older generation. A veteran journalist, Mr. Smollett Shitu Alamo, stated this while featuring on a weekly current affairs program on OSBC TV, Saturday Morning Treat. Mr. Shitu Alamo recalled the political history of Kenya and the antecedents of contestants, as well as the circumstance in which William Ruto emerged as the president-elect. He speaks. He stressed the need for the older generation to always think of the future of the younger generation who are already demonstrating the required ability for leadership. Meanwhile, Osun State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has condemned yesterday's attack on the convoy of the First Lady of the state, Alhaja Kafayat Oyetola, by suspected People's Democratic Party, PDP thugs. The chairman of APC in the state, Prince Boyega Famodu, in a statement by his media advisor, Kola Olabisi, described the attack as primitive, barbaric, shameful, dangerous, and wicked. Prince Famodu wondered why some suspected political thugs should make themselves cheap instruments of violence and subsequently heating up the state's politics. In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party has exonerated itself from the indecent incident that took place yesterday in Owodiede. In a statement signed by the media director of the party in Osun, Mr. Oladele Bajimi, PDP said it harbors no political thugs, not to talk of deploying them for any purpose. According to the release, members of the PDP will never harass or molest innocent citizens and describe the linkage of the party with the incident as shocking. In the meantime, Osun State Police Command says it has apprehended 5 people in connection with the attack on the convoy of the wife of Osun State Governor, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, at Owodiede. The command spokesperson, Yemisi Opalola, in a statement made available to newsmen in Osogbo, indicates that the operatives were contacted about 8:30 yesterday night that the convoy of Mrs. Oyetola came under attack by some disgruntled elements. According to the statement, one Mr. Omalola Opeyemi, an indigent of Ijebu-Ode, a driver of one truck without registration number, blocked the movement of the First Lady as a result of the traffic gridlock. To this end, the driver was wounded on his forehead while some hoodlums took advantage of the scenario and started throwing stones and other dangerous materials at vehicles in the convoy of Mrs. Oyetola that got one DSS personnel wounded. The National Economic Council has endorsed the $750 million World Bank-backed State Action on Business Enabling Reforms SABA program. This was disclosed by the Special Advisor to the President on Ease of Doing Business, FedEx Secretary Dr. Jumoke Oduwole. According to him, the $750 million financing amounts to 36% of the $2 billion government SABA program 2022 to 2025. Which represents the aggregate recurrent expenditure of key ministries, departments, and agencies at federal and state levels across the country. Dr. Oduwole explained that the SABA program is a 3-year performance-based intervention jointly designed by the World Bank Technical Team and the FedEx Secretariat with support from the Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Home Finance Department, and the Nigerian Governors Forum, NGF Secretariat. He further stated that the Council had been collaborating with the World Bank since November 2019 to develop the SABA program. She explained that the SABA program consists of two main areas: $730 million program for research and $20 million in technical assistance. The PEVEC was established in July 2016 by President Muhammadu Buhari to remove critical bottlenecks and bureaucratic constraints to doing business in Nigeria. The Excellency, the Vice President, Professor Oshimbaju San, GCON, is the chair of the council. President Muhammadu Buhari has given reasons the federal government could not increase public servants' salaries despite its desirability. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, quoted Buhari as giving the reasons when he received the Central Working Committee of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria at the State House, Abuja. The statement titled "Oronsaye Report will lead to fundamental changes in the civil service." Responding to the committee's request for the review of civil servant salaries, the President said while such a review was urgently needed due to global inflation, the federal government was working within tight revenue constraints caused by the diversion of resources to urgent security threats nationwide. He noted the global economic downturn as a result of the ongoing Russian-Ukrainian war, which has led to price increases not just in cost of goods and services globally, but also in the transportation of goods and services across the globe. He urged them to appreciate the revenue constraints being presently faced by the federal government, which is caused mainly by the activities of unscrupulous citizens through the theft of crude oil, a major contributor to revenue base. An uproar greeted the decision of the National Broadcasting Commission to revoke the operating licenses of over 50 broadcast stations in Nigeria, allegedly for not renewing their licenses. The stations included the Africa Independent Television, 21 state government-owned broadcast stations, and several other private radio and television outlets. The affected stations, according to NBC, owe arrears of license fees amounting to 2.6 billion naira since 2015. In a press statement signed by its president, Mustapha Issa, and the general secretary, Iyobosa Ugiarin, the professional body of all editors in Nigeria said that the action, if not reversed, will lead to the loss of thousands of jobs in a country where jobs are scarce. Media Rights Agenda in the statement also condemned the revocation and withdrawal of the broadcast licenses, describing the action as ill-advised, insensitive, and antithetical to the interests of Nigerian public. In a statement by the head of its legal department, Ms. Obioma Okonkwo, said the revocation of the broadcast licenses of so many stations for alleged non-payment of their license fees, that the NBC was prioritizing its desire to make money off the broadcasters over the interest of citizens, as the ultimate effect of its action is to deprive millions of Nigerians access to information as well as their rights and ability to freely express themselves through the stations. Foreign airlines operating into Nigeria have concluded plans to blacklist the country should the federal government fail to remedy their over $600 million trapped in the Central Bank of Nigeria. This indication followed an announcement earlier made by Emirates Airlines to stop its operation into Nigeria effective September 1st, 2022, to protest its accrued revenue amounting to $85 million stock in Nigeria. Information gathered has shown that the pull-out of Emirates may be the beginning of the total collapse of the country's international air transport, as majority of the airlines have given the government up to December to release their trapped funds or have them withdraw their services from Nigeria. In the meantime, Osun State Police Command Osun State government has advised citizens to adhere to plans put in place to eradicate malaria in the state. The Director of Medical Services Osun Primary Healthcare Board, Dr. Adebayo Aderigbe, said this against the backdrop of federal government's inauguration of 16-man Nigeria Health Malaria Council. He explained the cause of malaria and preventive measures that could be used in curbing the spread of the disease. He speaks further.
policy for the eradication of malaria that will not become of significant epidemic importance when it's less than 1%. So, and that coverage, that target can be met. The modalities for meeting these targets are various ones. We have preventive measures. One of them is distribution of free bed nets, insecticide-treated bed nets. It was done about 2-3 years ago. Maybe next year, and that exercise will come up. That's when we prevent mosquitoes from biting. You know, how malaria comes is that when a mosquito bites somebody that has the malaria parasite in his or her system, then it will suck the malaria parasite with this sucking of the blood, and when it infects, it goes to bite another person. In the process of biting, you will now inject the malaria parasite into the other person. That's how malaria spreads. So if all of us begin to sleep inside bed nets, mosquito-treated bed nets, none of us will be bitten by mosquitoes, and that one will be one of the methods by which we can eradicate malaria. Another method is by keeping our surroundings clean. Mosquitoes, they breed in stagnant waters. If we make all our drainages free, no potholes, no broken bottles that water can collect in or broken place. It is those broken bottles where some waters are stagnant water is collecting that mosquitoes lay their eggs, and from there they will be able to breed. So if you can eliminate that one too, that will serve as a means of eradicating malaria.
People have been advised to be conscious of the present weather situation and take necessary precautions in order to safeguard their health. A medical expert, Dr. Kayode Oguniyi, gave the advice while featuring on a weekly current affairs program of OSBC TV's Saturday Morning Treat. Dr. Oguniyi, who attributed the hazardous nature of the present weather condition to the climate change arising from human activities, stressed the need for adequate care for children below 5 as well as the aged people. He also called on the world leaders to be sincere with the global efforts being made to mitigate the effect of climate change. He speaks further.
For the under 5, the parents have to make sure that they give them covering that can cover their chest enough and make them warm. When they want to give them food, let the food be warm. When they want to bath them, let the bathing water be warm. Whatever they are going to do, the parents also should be able to do something they want to make the children agile. You know, like some kind of something, clapping and all those things, coordinated by the parents, not just the one that would become a cycle to the child again and run over themselves. Yeah. So thick clothing, very, very important. And in this kind of time, when you want to take water, take warm water copiously so that it can energize your system.
You are now welcome to our sports segment. England international and Leicester City forward Jamie Vardy has extended his contract with the club until 2024. The current contract was due to expire in 2023. Omatayo Adebodun has more on the sports stories.
Jamie Vardy has extended his contract with Leicester City until 2024. The 35-year-old striker marked 10 years at the club in May and has scored 133 Premier League goals in 272 appearances. He scored 24 goals in 2015-16 season as they won the Premier League title, and he also won the FA Cup and played in the Champions League since joining from a non-league Fleetwood in 2012. Vardy's contract was due to expire in 2023 and he had been linked with Manchester United during the transfer window. Vardy won the Premier League Golden Boot in 2019-20 with 23 goals, and he also scored 7 goals in 26 appearances for England. In the meantime, Anthony Joshua faces unified heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk in a must-win rematch tonight. A loss for the Briton Joshua would be another massive blow to his reputation, while a win for Ukraine Usyk could set him on a path to becoming undisputed champion, possibly even meeting with Tyson Fury. The fight takes place in Saudi Arabia tonight starting from 9 p.m. Only a drastically improved performance will see Joshua reclaim the WBO, WBA and IBF title he lost almost a year ago. Meanwhile, British number 1 Cannonieri beat Spain's third seed Carlos Alcaraz to reach the semi-finals in the Cincinnati. The world number 11 will play Croatian Borna Coric in the next round, while world number 1 Daniil Medvedev will play Greece Stefanos Tsitsipas in the other semi-finals after their wins. Norrie, who reached the Wimbledon semi-final last month, is expected to move up to at least 9th in the world ranking. The US Open, the final Grand Slam of the year, starts on Monday, 29th of August. Elsewhere, reigning US Open champion Medvedev beat American Taylor Fritz 7-6, 6-3. World number 7 Tsitsipas took out American John Isner 7-6, 5-7, 6-3, and Coric, ranked 152, beat Canada Felix Aseme Ague 6-4, 6-4. American Madison Key will face Viktora Klitova in the semi-final of the women's draw after she beat Kazakhstan's Wimbledon champion Elena Rybakina 6-2, 6-4. Two-time Wimbledon champion Klitova of the Czech Republic won a quarterfinal in straight sets, dispatching Australian Ija Tomljanovic 6-2, 6-3 to set up the meeting with 2019 champion Madison Keys. The other semis will see world number 7 Aina Sabalenka of Belarus face France Carolina Garcia. They each came through the minimal fields, with Sabalenka beating China's Zheng Zhua 6-4, 7-6, and world number 35 Garcia maintaining a charge from qualifying against America's Jessica Pegula, winning 6-1, 7-5. Omotayo Adebodun, OSBC News.
And on the foreign scene, the United Nations says an increase of 9 million people has raised the number at the risk of starvation at the Horn of Africa since the start of the year to 22 million. The World Food Programme says the failure of 4 consecutive rainy seasons has pushed populations in Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia to the brink of famine. More than 1 million people have left their homes in search of food and water. The WHO says the world must act now to prevent catastrophic hunger. An appeal for funds has faltered with the war in Ukraine, diverting donations and preventing normal grain shipments. And to end our major reports tonight, here again are the highlights of the news. The Osun State Police Command have arrested 5 suspects over attack on Osun First Lady's convoy. We also reported that politicians have bombarded police with special protection requests ahead of 2023 elections. And on the foreign scene, we brought to you that the United Nations has said that the number of people facing starvation at the Horn of Africa has risen to 22 million. And that ends the major reports on OSBC TV. It was edited by Abdul Jalil Adebisi. I am Kayode Adebayo. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Please listen to this public service announcement. The governor of the state of Osun, Mr. Adeboye Ganyetola, has approved Monday, 22nd of August 2022, a public holiday in commemoration of this year's Isese Day. This is contained in a release issued and signed by the Honorable Commissioner for Special Duties, Mr. Olalekan Badmus, who is also the Supervising Commissioner for the Ministry of Home Affairs. The approval is in recognition of the month of August, usually set aside annually by the traditional religion worshippers to celebrate Isese festival in the state. And that ends the public service announcement. Thank you.
Celebrity